Hi, John Wooten here with your Elite Q3 released video. I have a ton of stuff to go over with you, some really cool stuff. I hope it adds value to your everyday. Let's dive in and check out what we got. So the first thing is around Twilio and being able to text a quick link. So those of you who don't know, quick links are our new modern way of getting payment and signature links out to consumers. It's part of our consumer portal, quick link, QR pay package. It's really great, much more modern and great way to execute getting payments and signatures. So let's dive right in. First thing is from your configurations. You do need to have a Twilio number and configuration all set up. Once that is done, we'll just dive into data glance here. I'm going to go to a quote. We're going to come into a quote, and this is something I want to get out to a customer and maybe have them sign it. And so I would come here, and right here, because I have the Twilio configuration, it's going to give me this text quick link option. And so I click that and hit send. Brings me to the landing page where if the customer and or contacts have mobile numbers in that field, it will give me the option to just select one of those. If there are none, this will be grayed out and you can just manually enter a number. And you can always just, even if you have contacts with numbers, you can always just manually enter a number here. Or you can select one of them, it'll populate their number. You can update this message any way you want. And of course, when you hit send, it's going to send them a quick link to their mobile phone. If you also want them to have the option to sign the contract using e-sign, you would click this box right here and then you hit send, and then that person will get that quick link. And as we all know, people respond to texts a lot faster than emails, so hopefully you get paid faster too. All right, the next thing is around overdue warnings. And so I'm just going to go to the overdue items tab here. And we're just going to go to this customer here, and we're going to go to their dashboard. And this is all just so I can trigger a new contract, create a reservation, or past due. Luckily, I got a password. And so this is the feature I'm talking about. This is a Innovate feature. So we've always had this way of alerting you if they owed money on other contracts or had reservations. So now we have this option where it'll prompt you with a warning that they have other contracts with overdue items on them. And so that's a great Innovate idea that we just threw out there. And if you want to go see them, you can quickly just filter down to their open contracts and see all the contracts they have that are overdue, and you're good to go. Okay, the next thing is a great AI feature. This is around polishing emails, and the first place we're releasing this is in our template feature. And so I come in here and go to email letters. I'm going to come down here and go to a reservation template. And so here we have this template here. And say I've got this template today, but I want to enhance the tone with AI. I just click that button. It gives you your current one here. And let's say I want to make it a little more friendly. Let's try that one. And so I would click the enhance button, and then AI goes out and does its thing. I will say that this is the first iteration of releasing this functionality is in the template builder, but we will also be releasing this in the normal standard email form as well. When you're just printing a contract and you're emailing it to a consumer, we'll have that feature here. And so instead of here's how you can help us proceed swiftly, it made it a little more friendly, and here's how you can help us keep everything on track. And I'm sure there's some other changes throughout here as well, but the idea is that you can have AI just kind of polish it up. And I don't know about you, but I love having AI polish up my bad grammar and all of that. So it's a cool feature. And then you can just hit accept and it updates it. All of your links are maintained. Any XHTML formatting is maintained, and then everything just works great. Next thing we want to go over is a special rate for credit card fees. So let's go find our credit card fee piece here. And so right now I'm charging 3%. That's how you do credit card fees. It's in the sell price and that's a percent. And if I wanted to create a special rate for a customer, so this is the only option for a special rate for credit card fees is for the customer. So that's called individual here. I would tab out of here. I would find the customer and I would say, let's say I don't want to charge fees at all. I would charge 0%. And maybe I don't ever want that to end. I never want to charge them a credit card fee. And so I hit OK. And now that customer, and along with these other customers, have a 0% credit card fee. It's a one customer, each customer individually you set it, and you can set it to a different percentage, or you can set it for 0%, and it's only for customers. Okay, let's look at another great feature coming out. This is actually one of a very highly rated. We have a customer advisory board, and our event customer advisory board rated this as their #1 thing that they wanted to see. So this is our first piece of the delivery, and in the next, very soon, probably around the time you're seeing this video, we're going to be coming out with the next piece of it. But the first piece is that we're exposing availability begin and end up here. So a couple years ago, we created this availability begin and end. And so that controls the availability of all of the items on the contract outside the delivery and pickup dates. So if you wanted to have some prep time up in front of delivery or behind the pickup to get things cleaned up and ready to go, you can have those availability dates controlled. But what we heard from our customers was that it doesn't help with real accurate inventory because, for instance, one of the real use cases is that the tent is the first thing on and the last thing off. Tables get delivered after the tent does, and they get picked up before the tent gets taken down. And what happens is if everything's being controlled by these single dates, just so the tent availability can be affected, it negatively affects the availability of all of the other items at that event. And the things coming back sooner aren't available as soon as they really are available. So you have to end up having to do a lot of math in your head trying to figure out what your availability truly is. Any user can turn these on and see availability begin and end dates. If you want to be able to manipulate them at the line level, let's go into our security feature here. And I'll just go back here just so you can see how I find it. I just type avail here, and I know this is a transaction setting. And so you can do it at the company level. You can do it just certain groups or certain employees have the ability to make these changes. But when you do have those changes, you can then double click into here and I'm just going to leave it the same date. But you can see now that this line item, these 100 black chairs, are going to be available a whole day sooner because that's what reflects reality. The next thing we're going to be doing here is we're going to have, when you have things assigned to logistics tickets, if you change the line availability on one item on a logistics ticket, it's going to ask you, do you want to change it on all of the lines for that logistics ticket? So that will then allow you to have each logistics ticket be controlled by that line item availability for both out and in. So really cool feature there. You can use that today, but look for more enhancements with that logistics ticket in the future. Okay, the next thing is customer billing for damages. Back to Data Glance, I'm going to go to the IRO tab. And I've already done this one, so I'm just going to kind of walk you through what I did. So I've got this open IRO, and you can see that I've already billed the customer for the damages. So what you can do is when you have parts on there and you want to bill them to the customer, in the tools menu, you'll get a feature called bill customer, create customer billing, I think it's called. And what that will do is when you click that, that'll launch you out to create a contract, basically a sales contract to a customer, where it will automatically take the items here and it'll then transpose them into a miscellaneous item. Let me show you that. From the IRO, you're going to see the related contract, so you can see the contract I already created here. And it'll launch me out to that contract, and you can see that repair item, you get the item being repaired, so they can reference that, and then you got the item, the repair part, and it's being charged at list price. So that's the list price of that item. And then if I go back to the IRO, what it's doing is of course, it's got the part at cost, but then it's actually removing that so that there is no repair cost, because what we heard from our customers is if we're recouping the cost from our customers, we don't want it to be affect the ROI of the item being repaired. It shouldn't have a repair cost assigned to it if we're recouping the cost. So that's what this functionality does, and it works really slick. It's a really great feature. And so the next thing, those of you who use OAuth, authentication for your email systems, like you use Microsoft email and use OAuth to do it, and when your password expires, all of a sudden your emails aren't getting sent, and it's frustrating, and you're calling your office, you're calling your IT company to go fix it, and an admin had to go in and change your password. So what we did is now a user, if your email password has expired, you can log into Elite from User Tools, go to Operator Information. Now, I am not set up for OAuth in this system, so it's not going to show me the option, but from the Tools menu, you'll have an option to update email password. And then it'll launch you out to the functionality to change your password, and it's done, and you're off to the races, and your emails are working again, and everyone's happy. So now it's self-serve. An admin doesn't have to be burdened with that project, and you don't get stuck not being able to send out emails. All right. Next thing I want to show you is in database management. So in data management tools, we have our rental rate adjustment feature. So you can do mass updates of rental rates. But we've added a couple features here. So one of them is a sales adjustment. So now you can also update sales items in this feature, same way that you do rental items. Another feature we put in here is a Rouse import. And so if you're using Rouse, you can bring, it's the Rouse company average, I think, is the rate name. They have 8 different rate labels, so I think I'm remembering that right, but it would bring those rates in here, and then you can use those as reference to update your rental rates, your book rates. You can reference the Rouse rates, update your book rates. If you're using Rouse and you come and you're not getting anything here, then you need to call Rouse and talk to them about updating it so that our item number is a thing that gets sent to the API. If once that works, then this all works great. So just FYI, if you're using Rouse. Okay, let's move on to the next couple last things here. One is in the tools feature here. If you are a Hapn customer, and I highly encourage you to be, we now have a left menu called Launch Hapn. This is the very first thing we've done for Hapn. We have a lot of ideas and thoughts. If you're coming to the international conference, we're going to have a special focus group around this. And we'd love to hear your ideas. And I think it's important to note that even if you're not currently a Hapn customer today, but you have AEMP devices, they actually support any AEMP device. So you can get on board with Hapn, and they will connect all of your devices onto one map. And so that's what this does here, this left menu option here. You click that, and it launches you out to your Hapn product. Now, I've already logged in, so it just took me here, and that's what it would do for you once you log in. That allows you to come in here and then have all of the Hapn functionality that you know and love. And again, if you're not a Hapn customer today, they can support any AMP device, and then you'd be able to see all of your track unit, JLG, John Deere, DLP, whatever devices you'd be able to see on this map. And then the last thing I want to show you is in file maintenance. Let's say I wanted to sell a scissor lift. I was thinking, you know, this scissor lift's getting a little long in the tooth. Let's sell it. I can come in here and under Tools, I can click this option called Sell with bidadoo. What this will do is it will bring in data for that machine. And if it doesn't have the data, it just won't show anything here. For instance, this could be showing model year. This could be showing serial number in addition to make, model, and hours. It knows who you are and where you are, so it populates that. You can put in a special note up here and this please enter any other information. You know, if you want to send, you know, add some flavor, some context for bidadoo. And once you hit send, that sends an email to bidadoo. Then they proactively reach out to you. If you've never used bidadoo, they have a pretty cool offering. Basically, it's a real hands-off offering where you do everything over the phone or by email. Then they take it from there. They come out, they take the pictures, they inspect the item, they put all that information online, they put it in a future auction, it sells, and then when it sells, they facilitate all of the transportation of that item to the seller. So it saves you a lot of effort in getting rid of things. So really cool thing. You might try one out, try selling something through them and see how it goes. That is all I have today. And of course, we're already gearing up for Q4 and getting things in the pipeline and building cool stuff. Looking forward to next quarter's video. Thank you for your time and have a great day.